Good morning, YouTube land. How you're all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Save time. Let's get into that intro, and then we'll plop into what we're going to discuss today. Be right back. Alrighty, so today is Modelcars and Coffee. As you can see, we have a few things to discuss and something really kind of cool that I was very excited to see come back out that round two did an amazing job with as so far, right? I can say that much. So let's flip this guy around and we will show you what we've got going on here today. Alrighty, so a lot of people have asked from the video that I did the other week when I showed how to make that parachute lever right there. So it is in the cage. It's mounted. I soldered a stub on there and a piece of tubing on the cage when I built the cage to purposely do that cable. And then I made a strap back here with some just some foil duct tape that you get at the hardware store. It's a little bit thicker, so it's going to hold its shape. Plus the glue is a little more aggressive, so it's going to stay stuck together. And then this is just a 30-aught solid core wire you could use for your spark plug wires or whatever. That's all that is. And we bent a like Z, I don't think you're gonna see that. It's got a little Z pattern in the wire that goes through the handle. Works really well, and it's simple, it's easy, it's more time than it is anything, and you can add that level of detail to your interior. So we have the shifter drying right now with its first coat of metallizer. The dash is drying. We have a few things to do to the dash, but we can get the dash in there. I can still sneak the dash in and then put the steering wheel on there. The dash does go around. It's two pieces to put it around the bars. And we can call this interior done. So that's good for that A-body buddy build. And then yesterday I started doing this. I used paddles to put parts on, and this is normally the paddle shape that I generally just kind of rough cut out, and then I put tape on there and then stick the parts to it. You can use paint sticks or whatever. I'm just not going to buy that stuff. Everybody says, man, that dude's got tons and tons of stuff. Well, a lot of it is because I get the materials and I make the stuff around me. All these benches, I've made these benches. They don't make benches this narrow with this on there. This is me doing all this. I rather buy the materials and do this. So this stuff is dirt cheap if you have to buy it. I had this scrap from another project. I repurposed everything possible. And being that I was doing it, I thought, well, after that tractor, let's make a couple wider ones because the wheels are bigger. I like taping my wheels to these things and shooting chrome on them or paint. And then I decided to make some a little bit bigger. And the purpose of this is to do like these interior tubs. For example, you can tape that down there and then you can hold it and twist it and do whatever and get your fingers out of the way versus you holding it and shooting the parts. So I thought, well, let's make a few bigger ones. Not saying that they're going to work perfectly or whatnot, but I was out there in the shop cutting them. So simple DIY thing to do. Make some simple paddles. Some people use tongue depressors. You can do whatever you want. You can go to most of your hardware stores, your wood stores, they'll have scraps of this MDF laying around. You can buy, a lot of times you can buy the scraps for 50, 60 cents, dirt cheap. Sometimes they'll even just give you the stuff if you're just looking at a couple strips. So a simple project, like I said, Home Depot is not sponsoring the video. They're not a sponsor of mine, so I at one point paid for this wood and just kept the scrap. So for all the ones that are out there counting on that. So what kits are we going to talk about? Well, this guy here, I am kind of confused on my own side here, is because I bought a small collection of 60 kits last summer. This was in the pile, but there was a few other kits that were in the pile when we were doing this reorganization around here the last few weeks. I don't think this was in the pile in the purchase, but I also don't recall building it like this either. I thought maybe this was the original. It's not. This got to be the second release because it doesn't have the flag on there, and it says it's got the barcode too, but it also says 97. So I don't think, like I said, I don't really recall putting it together raw like this. And the interior tub, because at 97 I would have not painted like that. That clearly is, it looks like watercolor, but it's going to need quite a few more coats. Same with the motor, the oil pan's like all worn off, so same with the intake here. So I don't know what's going on here with this kit. Stickers are in there. So great slump buster. I definitely want to probably incorporate it into a zombie type thing. This window is really glued in there. Like I said, I'm kind of confused on the whole story of this thing, to be honest with you, because I would have painted the rear end and the mufflers and stuff like that. I don't know, but it's a good rebuilder. It's not going to be a period correct 69 Charger. This here is wrong. This would be for Daytona. Daytona, they raised this back glass up in the same parallel line as the swept on the B-pillar, where the Charger, that window is going to be inlaid and the B-pillars wrap around, so it actually looks like a fin effect. So this body is incorrect. The Country Charger, on the other hand, is correct and is pretty much the same tooling for all of the chassis pan and stuff, even the body. I mean, the same mounts here. This is just wrong. This is for the Daytona Charger. So I may just take and build this thing not as the General Lee and save the stickers and put them on the Country Charger, because that would make a better General Lee. So I'm kind of torn what to do with this thing, but nonetheless still a good find, and we'll put that off to the side. We went to the town the other night. We went out to dinner, and then we went into town, stopped at the local hobby shop, and this was there. So I don't get down there that much like I used to, and I seen that, I had to get it. I definitely want to buy more. I know the Willys is coming out in the tin as well. I'm super excited that Round 2 has re-released this kit. I'm very pumped that they put it in a tin. The artwork, as the other podcast, oh god, I'm gonna screw their name up. Oh man. Anyhow, the one that Fred Henry, Lucasy, Tim Brown, Irv from Art of Rake, Mark Batson. Sorry guys, I'm blanking out your name right now on your show. But they were just talking in one of their episodes about the box art. Now, if that ain't cool box art, then I don't know what is. Because that is beautiful. And whoever the artist is that did this, kudos to you, sir. You did a beautiful job. So, amazingly cool. I was very excited to see this kit be re-released. I always wanted to build these Ohio George gassers, and I just was praying that someday they would re-release them, and that prayer has come answered. So very nice. Like I said, I want to get more, and HPI guys already did the build on this, and he even said about making this thing into a lunchbox, these tins, and I think I'm gonna do that. I think that's a genius idea that he stated, and I'm sure other people have had that thought as well. But I'm gonna make one of these things into a lunchbox. Once we get a couple more, we'll build one at some point, and we'll do it like the box art, and we'll make the tin into a lunchbox. That'll be really cool. So like I said, I'm just focusing on a few oddball things that I really want at this point, and this is one of them. I'll get another one of these and the Willies. So let's flip this back around. Alrighty, so that's probably going to do it. Like I said, I want to get back to this interior. Try and button that guy up for the rest of the day here. It's very close. Like I said, just a couple little tidbits and it's done. That's an A-body interior that will be complete. I have a few other things that I want to touch and work on here today. Just some oddball stuff. I have a few parts and pieces that I just want to let them dry before I go manhandling anything. And while that stuff's drying, we'll work on a few other things. So we might pop up with some other videos here and there that might be some RC stuff. I'm not sure yet. We're just going to try and make the best of the day. I hope everybody else has a great weekend. Thanks to all the people that have really turned out and supported the AMC show. Me, Paul, Joe, and Bruce, we have a blast on that show. We had a lot of people in there last Thursday. It was so awesome to have Tommy Moore on there. What an amazing builder, car guy. I mean, the car guys just really stand out hardcore on some of the techniques and things that they learn to adapt in the models, and I love that. It just charges me up seeing that stuff. So what else can I say? I'll put some links in the bottom here. Support all those companies that we put in there. Check that out in the description. They're all great companies. I don't like buying junk. You'll learn more and more as we go here. I'm very picky about things that I use, and I support those companies. I buy a lot of stuff from a lot of these places. So when you start getting into the whole thing where you got people that are off to the side constantly complaining about some channels got this and some channels got that, look, at the end of the day, YouTube's a business first and foremost. We're just playing in their sandbox, and if people want to pay for subscriptions, that's their prerogative. The deals that they have with their sponsorships, that's their prerogatives. Myself, I can tell you, I spend more than what any of the sponsors provide this channel. I can tell you that first and foremost, because I like the fact that if I don't like something, I'm going to get rid of that. I don't talk about any products that I wouldn't use myself, and that goes for everything. At the end of the day, this is fun, but I have to be a businessman first. That's where we've gotten to where we've gotten with all these hobbies. So there's a lot of things that are behind the scenes on everybody's channel that is none of anybody's business but their own. And we need to learn how to respect that in this community. We really do. Instead of tearing each other down. It's just phenomenal. Some of the childish stuff that I see on here every once in a while, it's just like, holy shit, you know. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I'm tired of biting my tongue, and I'm biting my tongue right now. Trust me, I am. But when I wake up to emails of somebody, again, saying they're going to delete me because they feel I'm more of a problem, and I bought subscriptions, whatever. Come on, wake up, dude. If I'm going to pay for subscriptions, don't you think I'd have more than 1.2? I'd have 10,000. If I'm going to throw money at something, brother, I'm going to throw money at it. I'm just telling you. I would have 1.2. Now, you want to suspect other people buying subscriptions, that's your prerogative. Leave it at that. But I've had enough of this whiny stuff. So just get on here, have fun with your builds, have fun with your friends. I've made a lot of great friends. That's the beauty of this YouTube thing, is I've made friends that I would have never made friends with in other states. And we all would have just grown up and built models in our own little holes and never met each other and created this great brotherhood. So don't let the few negative bring down the rest of us. Keep going forward. That's what we try to strive on the AMC show, is to be positive and just keep going. Like I said, I'm biting my tongue because I want to stay positive and just keep going forward. I can tell you right now, even myself, there's been many times where I've watched my own videos and I'm like, snooze alert, holy shit, what am I doing to these people? I'm putting them to sleep. So, what's the best thing to do? Look in the mirror, fix it yourself, make it better. Try and make it better. Make it something that you would want them to watch. And I do try to keep these videos simple. I try to choke these things down to keep them under 15 minutes to where they're not just brain dead stuff. So, with that being said, I'm going to get the heck out of here. You guys all have a great weekend. Get some bench time. Do something positive. Create that good vibe feeling in yourself that you created something really, really cool. And it just takes a little effort, takes some time, and most of all, some patience. So, with that being said, I'm out of here. Have a good day, everybody. Enjoy. Somebody say, "Hey, Bonnie?" Whoa.